Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to work on the Sea Flowers component. And this component is made using some of the beads from my collaboration with Eureka Crystal Beads, the Seaside Dreams collection. So everything here in the component is from that collection. So if you have it, you've got all the beads to make this. And I think you have enough to make 4 or 5 of them with all the materials. So we're going to work on the component today, learn that, and then we're going to incorporate the component into another piece, and I think it's going to be a bracelet. I'll show you a couple examples. So this is what the component looks like on the back. Here's the front. Just a couple of ideas. These two I made post earrings out of. So I just love them as earrings. I think they're so cute. You know, summer, you want to wear like really fun stuff, right? So that's one way you could wear them. If you have the collection and you made the wrap, why not attach it to your wrap? Wouldn't that be pretty? I think that'd be beautiful. You can attach it to a single wrap, or you can attach it to your double. That'd be pretty. I think that'd be gorgeous. Another thing is you could take a chain, and we'll learn how to do this chain coming up. And what if you somehow, we connected it to this chain? I don't know how we do it yet, but wouldn't that be cool? So you could do that. And last but not least on my mind, which I think we're going to do, is you can make a bracelet and use the component attached to the top like this. So the only beads that aren't included in the collection on this bracelet, and this will be another video, are these 8/0 seed beads. So the whole base of the bracelet. The rest of these are from the collection. If you want to make this, because I think this is going to be the next video, or this one or the one after, you'll need about 15 grams of 8/0 seed beads to make this. Anyway, so just a few ideas of things you can make with these cute little components, but today is just going to be the component. We'll go through the whole thing very slowly, so you can make as many as you like and make whatever you like out of them. All right, so I'm going to clear this off, get a materials list going, and we'll get started. Yeah, let's get a materials list going. And of course, it's just going to be for the component. I just left this out because I thought it looked pretty. All right, so you'll need some of the mini gem duos, and these are from the collection, but you can get mini gem duos, on the website. They have tons of beautiful colors if you're, whatever you like. And I'll link down below the collection, as well as individual beads, so you can choose your colors if you want, etc. 11/0 seed bead, 6mm pearl. This is the Krakowski white pearl. So beautiful. Love, love, love this pearl. Oops. 15/0 seed bead. Don't need much. A stop bead. I'm using a size 10 beading needle, but you're going to need a 12. So have that 12 handy, because you'll start out with your size 10, but you're going to need a 12. All right. You might even, stick an 11 in there. This is 8-pound fire line. Did I say stop bead? Black satin here. I wouldn't use a super thick thread. I wouldn't use wildfire on this. You're going through, it's a little component, and you're going through these beads a lot. So you're going to need a nice flexible needle and some nice thin thread. You could probably even use 4-pound fire line this if you like. All right, I think that's it. So I'm going to clear this off and we'll get started. So don't forget to look down below in the materials list for all beads, amounts, sizes, whatever you need, links to purchases, etc. So click the down arrow, the show more, and all that information will be there. All my discount codes for mats, for anything that I might have, some kind of discount code for, will be down there. So don't forget to take a look. All right, so let's clear this off and get started. Okay, let's get started. So thread your needle with about 4 feet of thread. Put on a stop bead around the middle. We'll use both ends of that thread. So I picked up and dropping down to my stop bead, my mini gem duos, and with an 11/0 in between, so I've got 7 of them. I started with a mini gem duo, then 11/0, and so on till I had 4, 5, 6, 7 gem duos and 7 of my 11/0s. Now let's sew those into a circle. And make sure when you put your mini gem duos on that the flat side is on the bottom. There is a top and a bottom, so you just want to make sure you put them on all the same way. Make these into a circle by sewing through that first mini gem duo after my stop bead. And I'm going to go all the way around, but I'll just get it started here. All right. So this is what I have. Now I'm just going to reinforce by going through all the beads. You want to pass your stop bead. So I'm going to continue around. I'm going to pass the stop bead by a few beads until I'm exiting the bottom of one of my mini guys. And this is what I have so far. Okay, so I've done all my reinforcing. I went past my stop bead and my tail thread by a few beads, exiting one of the minis, just the bottom hole. I'm just going to sew through the top hole. Then I'm going to pick up an 11-0, a mini, and an 11-0, like that. And make sure you pick it up so it's going to, the right side's going to be up. Exiting here, I'm going to sew through this one. So the next top hole of the next mini. Do that again. 11-0, mini, 11-0. Sew through the top hole of the next mini, like that. And you're just going to do that all the way around, and then meet me back at the end and we'll continue. Okay, I'm ready to put my last mini on. So here I have my 11-0, mini 11-0, exiting right here. I'm going to sew through this one, and then the 11-0, and then the mini, that very first one I put on for this round, just to end that off, just like that. Now I'm going to reinforce all the way around. So just by going through all the beads, and then meet me at the end after you reinforce, and we'll add done all my reinforcing. Now don't go crazy and reinforce 6 times, because you need to get through these beads again, so you want to make sure you have a little space. I mean, you can always go down to a size 12 beading needle, but just you only need 1 reinforcement there. And if it's super tight before then, you don't even need to reinforce, but I like to do a little reinforcing. So here I'm exiting, I've come all the way around, I'm exiting one of these gem duos right here, the top hole of this one. Doesn't matter where you are on the circle, but the top hole of this row, right, this round right here, just going to go through the bottom hole like that. And let me just get my needle in here, and then I'll show you through an 11-0. Now it's going to be a little tight, and it's not because of the thread, it's just because of the angle. Okay, so I'm going through an 11-0. So you want to be exiting one of these interior 11-0s. Okay, I'm exiting an 11-0 in the interior right here. I'm going to pick up my 6mm pearl. I'm going to drop that down, and I'm just going to come through a bead opposite that, as opposite as I can with 7 beads. So I'm exiting this side of the 11-0. So whatever side you're exiting, when you sew the pearl down, you want to come through the opposite side. So if my thread is coming out of here, I'm going to sew this way, and that's going to hold the pearl in place by doing it sort of diagonally like that. See that? Okay, so get that done and come back and we'll move on. Okay, we're back. So I'm exiting that 11-0 where I put my pearl on, and I'm just going to, at this point I'm going to switch to a size 12 beading needle, because we're going to do the interior petals, and we're going to have to get through these beads a couple times. So exiting the 11-0, I'm just going to sew through that next gem duo, so the bottom hole of the next gem duo, exiting right there. Okay, next up we're going to add some 11-0s and gem duos, mini gem duos, to make the interior petals to the flower. So I'm going to pick up an 11-0, gem duo, 11-0, gem duo, and so on until I have 7 11-0s and 7 of my gem duos on my thread. And we're exiting, again, we're exiting the bottom hole of the gem duo, the interior, gem duo on the interior next to the pearl. Okay, now I'm going to take that group and I'm just going to wrap it around the pearl like that. And I'm going to sew through the first 11-0 and gem duo and the next 11-0. So just through a few beads. You want to exit a gem duo. So here we'll go through one more. So here I've got the middle on. So now we have to tack it down to the beads below. All right. So I'll just let you get to this point and then we'll start that. Okay, so this is what I have. Now you want to make sure that you pull them together so that they're all in, they're separate, but you want to pull them together. So I'm exiting a gem duo, the bottom hole. I just want to attach this gem duo to the bottom one right here. So it's pretty much underneath it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start this way. I'm exiting here. I'm going to sew through this one on the bottom. And it's a little bit tricky to get your needle in. There we go. Once you get the first one on, it's easy. Okay, so there, I'm just sewing through the bottom of a gem duo underneath the one I'm exiting, like that. And then I'm going to sew through the gem duo on the top. So I'm going to go from bottom to top to bottom, top to bottom. So here, I'm going to go through this one, like that. I'm going to pop that one over a little bit. And now I'm exiting this thread. I'm just going to sew through this one on the bottom, like that. Make sure it doesn't get caught, and pull that down. So I'm going to so I'm exiting the bottom one now. I'm going to sew through the bottom hole of the top one. And I'll do it a little bit so that you get it, all right? So now I'm exiting this one, and then I'm going to sew through the next one on the bottom. So I'm exiting the hole over here on the top one, but I'm going back to sew through the bottom one. So if you're wondering if that's accurate, yes, that's what you want to do. And sometimes you're going to have to bend it over. So you see the other one is exiting here. I want to go through this one, like that. That's where the size 12 beading needle is very handy. Sew that one down. So I'm just going to pull like that. I'm going to pop. So I'll just pop this up. You can see where I'm coming out. I'm coming out the bottom one right here. I'm just going to sew through the bottom hole of the top one. I'm just going to keep doing that. So here, exiting here, I'll pop it up. Going to sew through this one. Don't worry if you have to kind of twist, bend it over. It's fine. Like that. Okay, I know that looks a little tricky, and don't get your thread caught. There we go. But really, once you see it, you won't have a problem doing it. So you're just going to do that all the way around. So here I'm exiting out of the bottom. I'm going to sew through the top one. So the bottom hole, the top one, and then the bottom hole of the bottom one. Okay, got that. So far, and don't get your thread caught. Make sure it's staying nice and straight. So do that all the way around until you, pass where you started, and then we'll continue. Okay, I've come all the way around, and I want you. So I've done my last bottom one, and now I want you to come through the top, and that's where thread is going to exit through the one of the bottom holes of the top gem duos, right there. All right, let's embellish. So my thread is coming out of the bottom hole of one of the interior gem duos. Everything is tacked down nicely. I'm going to pick up 3 15-0s. I'm going to sew through the top hole of the gem duo I'm exiting. I'm going to pick up 3 15-0s. Then I'm going to go back through the bottom hole of that gem duo, or that mini. Back up through the 3 on this side, picking up 3, going down the 3 on the other side, like that. And I'm kind of situate them with my finger a little bit so they're all around that mini. So I'm exiting the 3 on this side. I'm going to sew right through the gem duo, the next 11-0, and the following gem duo. If you can't get them all at once, you got to do them one at a time. So here, exiting into there, the 3 that we put on, sewing through the gem duo, the 11-0, and the next gem duo. That's how you're going to embellish. Let's do it again. Picking up 3, exiting here, sew through this one. Pick up 3 of your 15 O's. Sew through the other side of the gem duo. You might have to kind of wiggle it around a little bit. There we go. Back up the 3 on this side. Doing a little pull each time. Picking up 3 of my 15 O's. I've got a very flexible size 12 beading needle here. And then down these 3 on the other side. Kind of pop those into place. And then you're going to sew through that gem duo, the next 11-0, and the following gem duo. And if you notice that every subsequent one you do is going to lay sort of on top of the other one like a petal, you see? So they're not sharing beads here. One's laying on top of the other. All right, so you're just going to do all your petals just like that till you get to the end here, and then come on back and we'll do the bottom petals. Okay, I've come down to the last one, and I thought I'd do it with you because it's a little tricky getting this one in. So I've put my first 3 beads on. Now I'm going through the other side to get my other 3 on. And I see what I did, I just pushed the next petal over, and then so I could get through, because it's just the spacing is tight here. Up these 3 guys, picking up 3, going back down these 3 like that. Now you want to go through, back through this one, right? And now we're on, and through, you want to go through the next 11-0 and the mini gem duo, but you're just going to have to like sort of let your needle kind of go where it wants to at this point. I've just pushed that next one over, pull that in really tight, and then push it down again. Make sure you don't sort of mess it up too much. There you go. And then I would keep doing that. I'd go through another one, and it's kind of following its way through. I can't really see where it's going, but it's going through. Make sure you don't get caught. Give that, hold on, nice pull. And this, at this point, you just want to get some knots in. So, and you might want to like make sure this guy's sitting over there. There you go. So play with that a little bit. There we go. So I would tie a half hitch knot. My thread's kind of going on me here. I tie a half hitch knot, pull it through the 11-0, and see if I can do that around a couple of times. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. Just knot it wherever you can, and then you'll have the top done, and then we'll do the bottom. Okay, we're back, and we've got the top done. And I know that was a little difficult at the end, but it'll work. You just need to, you know, kind of maneuver your needle a little bit. So what I ended up doing is I came through the gem duo and the 11-0, and I made a knot here and went through, you know, as many times as I could. I think I ended up just doing it once. Then I just jammed my needle right down through the middle, you know, of the whole piece, right, you know, on the side of the pearl. And wherever it came out, I just, you know, tried to sew through a bead, and then with a knot, and then I clipped it off. And that way, you know, you're done with that. All right. We have our back thread, which we're finally getting to. So, well, I want you to exit a gem duo on the back. You might be exiting 11-0. If you are, just move over to you are exiting a gem duo. So the bottom hole of the gem duo on the back. This is your tail thread. Then you're going to sew through the top hole of that gem duo, the 11-0, and the gem duo out on the edge, like that. Okay, you can turn it this way now if you like. And you're going to do the same thing that we did before. So you're going to pick up 3 of your 15-0s. Going to sew through the top, 3 15-0s through the bottom of the gem duo, back up these 3, put on your 3 over the tip there. Let me pull in a little bit. Oops, okay. Like that. Make sure those sit in place. Then through the gem duo, the 11-0, the gem duo on the bottom, like that, the 11-0, and the next gem duo that you want to put your embellishment on. So just a little extra on the path there, and then you're going to just do the exact same thing that you did on the others. So 3 11-0s through this guy, 3 11-0s through the other side, back up through these guys, excuse me, 3 15-0s, I called it 11-0s, they're 15-0s obviously. Back down these 3 15-0s, put some more on, and then back through the gem duo, the 11-0, after it, and then see that gem duo there, that gem duo, the 11-0, and the next gem duo, if you can get them all together. If you can't, just do them one at a time. And now you're ready to put more 15-0s on. So I called them 11-0s, but they're 15-0s. So you're going to do that all the way around until you're finished with everybody. Sew that thread in, and if you have enough thread left over, you can leave it actually, so that if you want to, you can use that to connect to something. And if not, just clip off your thread. So make a couple of knots, clip off your thread, and you've got your little star flower. Or sea flower. We're back and we're done, and wasn't that fun? These are so cute. I absolutely adore them. So have fun making these. Don't forget, we have this bracelet coming up where we're going to adorn it. I was thinking also, what if you even just did the centerpiece and you didn't want to embellish here, and you just put a smaller sea flower on either side. So many ideas. You can decorate the edge. So many different things you can do. Anyway, so just have fun with this, and then we'll get going on this guy. All right, take care. See you in the next video.